ever since I was little, was involved in music. I started playing piano when I was 4 years old. And
Wow.
yeah, I played classical piano. But back then, I remember dreading practicing. I quit playing piano when I was 14. Um,
Uh-huh.
because when you're young, you don't want to have to sit down and practice. But I think that
Uh-huh.
was a great starting place for me. It gave me a really good ear learning to read music and playing classical music. So that's where I
Mhm.
started, and I was obsessed with pop singers. I was obsessed with, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. I
Mhm.
just When I was little, that's what I wanted to do.
Wow.
So fast forward, here I am, and I have a couple music videos out, where I'm dancing and singing my pop music, and it's kind of a dream come true. And it was a long journey
Excellent.
to get there. It was a long journey, but it's been so worth it. It really got going maybe less than a year ago. I started releasing my own pop music with the help
Oh.
of Goathead
Uh-huh.
Records, which is an indie
Uh-huh.
label in Los Angeles. And
Wow.
prior to that, I was working on an EP, and
Uh-huh.
it actually never got released because there were some discrepancies about like creative
Uh-huh.
choices and just the direction of my career. And
Oh.
that was actually that played a big role in my release. My debut release was called Controller,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and there's a music video out on YouTube. You need to check it out. It's so fun. It's video game themed, and basically the theme of Controller was that
Uh-huh.
me making a statement that nobody was going to control my life, because getting
Wow.
into the music,
Okay.
yeah, and I think it can apply to anybody. We all have our own lives to live, and people want to dictate who you should be. And that
Mhm.
was my moment where I defined it with myself and my music that I wasn't going to be controlled, and I was going to, step forward in my music career my way. And
Wow.
everything's
Okay.
been
Okay.
going, yeah, it's been going great. Doors are opening. I'm loving it. So yeah.
Wow, excellent,
Hmm.
excellent. Emily, thank you so much for sharing us this first impression of your background. And also related to all of this, we would love to know what would you consider has been until now the coolest experience while playing your music? Do you have a memorable one or maybe a cool or a funny like you would love to share?
Yeah, I think something really cool that has happened recently with my music that I didn't necessarily
Uh-huh.
predict was starting my professional career as a songwriter for other
Oh,
people. That
wow.
has been really cool and unexpected. I had dabbled with it a little bit in the past,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't know if I wanted to write for other people. But whenever I recorded my first two singles, Controller and The
Mhm,
Missing Part,
mhm, mhm,
with the help of Goathead Records, they have
mhm.
liked my writing so much that they
Oh,
wanted to offer to help, pushing me as a songwriter and start making those connections.
okay,
So
okay. Uh-huh.
recently I did a co-write with a girl, Kayla Joe. It's called One Day at a Time.
Wow.
And yeah, I decided to do it because kind of everybody that I talked to that was close to me told me, you should do this. You
Mhm.
have a gift. This
Uh-huh,
could be
uh-huh.
really good. So I did it, and it was really cool. I was scared to do it, but it was such a fulfilling experience,
Mhm,
helping this
mhm.
other artist kind
Uh-huh.
of put the pieces together and having that collaboration. And that song is really special. It's about personal loss. So it was
Uh-huh.
really a special song to the artist. So it
Wow.
was cool to be able to help create something that is so important to her and can help so many other people. So that recently has been a really cool experience for me in my career.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow, excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. And related to all of this, to this writing part that you say, what would you say is your inspiration? What would you take into consideration in order to write music? Because I believe it is difficult. One thing is to perform, and the other, as you say, is like songwriting.
Hmm. My inspiration, I think part of it is my dad is actually a writer. He is an English
Oh,
professor.
oh,
So
Okay,
I
okay.
think naturally I had
Uh-huh.
that knack for literature and speaking
Uh-huh.
and writing,
Wow.
and I had a passion for it. And I can't remember the day I started writing songs, but it always was a way for me to process what was
Mhm,
happening around me if I went through a difficult experience. You know, some people like to journal, is kind of the same thing for me, except I put my voice and my soul into it. And
mhm,
for
mhm.
me, that's always been a way to take maybe a bad experience and be able
Okay, okay.
to transform it into something that makes going through that kind of worth it, because
Mhm.
now you have this other creation that you were able to kind of get it off your chest. And the cool thing
Mhm.
about writing, I think,
Uh-huh,
is
uh-huh.
that you can get it off your chest, but you don't have to tell everybody the details. You can kind of
Uh,
get it off your chest, but you can hide it in creative writing. It doesn't have to be 100% the true story, but it's still a way of just letting it out.
mhm,
So,
mhm.
yeah. And then also sometimes I just get inspiration. I have a creative mind. Sometimes I'll just get I like the name, I come up with a song name, or I come up with a cool
Mhm.
line, and I just want to follow through. So I'm definitely the type of writer that I either naturally get inspired, which I
Uh-huh.
think sometimes are my best songs when it does come from a true place. But I can also sit down, and if someone says, "I want you to write me a song about a relationship in college," and this happened, I can also do that. So that's
Okay, okay.
where it comes from for me.
Wow, excellent. And related to all of this, when you come up with an idea, are you more like a digital or physical person? Do you write your notes
Hmm.
even if it is the middle of the night, or how is your process when it comes to all this inspiration?
Um, I'm so glad I have a smartphone, because the voice notes, that's where
Oh,
all the magic happens for me. Like voice notes and typing it in on my phone. I remember being so devastated one year because I had got a new phone, and when I transferred everything over, I lost a bunch of voice notes, and I was like,
oh, no,
no, because
no way.
yeah, because that's where I store, like, I have a lot of, just maybe I'll get a hook and I'll just sing it real quick.
Uh-huh.
And I'm so disorganized because I'm very ADD, like this, that. So
Uh-huh.
I
Uh-huh.
try to do my best to try to name them or put the key of what it's in, but I
Uh-huh.
get ideas so frequently and my brain is always firing. I just pop it right into the voice notes app. That's the way I do it.
Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Wow, that actually is an excellent tip for another musicians and songwriters as well.
Hmm.
And also related to all of this of your life, how is one day of yours regularly, including
Um,
music and writing? Mhm.
a regular day in my life. Let's see.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm a night owl. I'm a night owl, so I'm usually up late. So I usually I wake up late, but
Okay.
I wake up usually around like 11. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm more a person that's up till 3 a.m. And I will tell you, like, some of my best ideas, they come super late at night, like at 3 a.m. But anyhow, I wake up.
Wow.
I like to start my day with coffee. I'm a coffee girl.
Uh-huh.
Um, and lately, my big focuses have been recording music and also promoting music. So,
Okay.
I mentioned that I just started kind of my pop solo act in the end of 2023. So, and I also mentioned that I felt like I had a lot of struggle getting to that point. So now that I've started, I'm pretty much sprinting at full speed every day, trying to record music to get enough of a catalog to
Uh-huh.
start. Well, I already have been starting to play shows that I'm just playing my own music, because in the past I've played in bands and I've done all types of things where you play other people's music. So I'm in the process of transitioning into curating my live show, which is super, super exciting for me. Um, Recording new music, because I have I have so many songs, but it's kind of more been about picking the right songs that I want to put out at the right time. So yeah, a typical day in my life is lately been trying to record music, promote music, make connections. I'm really active in the local music scene here in Virginia Beach. Like earlier today, I was making flyers for a local poetry and arts event that I'm co-hosting. So doing stuff like that. In my past, I did some graphic design. So yeah, a day in my life has a lot of music and art involved in networking with other people. Okay. So I've been performing, like I said, since I was really young. But I'm not gonna lie, I still get jitters before performing 100%. I hope one day it goes away. But so the way that I combat that is I try to be as prepared as possible when I'm going to perform. So if I'm performing that day, I like to make sure I get a lot of rest. So I'm not tired. I like to make sure that I'm well fed. One of the hardest things to do is trying to sing if you're hungry, honestly, because it's a very physically demanding activity. It takes your whole body to sing. So I try to make sure that I ate a good meal, but you don't want to eat the wrong things. Like you shouldn't really drink dairy, nothing that's going to like clog your throat up. So, and then I try to focus on my breathing because taking deep breaths and calming myself down, because a lot of singing, of course, has to do with breath control. So I had to learn that through the years, how to try to calm myself down, because if you can't have control of your breath, then obviously you can't really have control of your vocals. So yeah, that's pretty much the before process. I make sure that I am physically well, and I make sure that I really know my material. I like to be 100% pretty much sober. I know some people like to have a couple drinks. I prefer to just be sober, so that I'm clear-headed and that I'm fully prepared. And I think even whenever you're very nervous about something, the best way is to make sure that you're physically and mentally prepared. So then you can rely and trust yourself to be able to perform. So, and then once I get through it, since I do get nervous before, it's just such like an adrenaline rush of being proud of yourself for accomplishing what you were scared to do. So it's usually celebrating. I have the drink after the performance, but not before. Yeah.
Excellent. Wow, excellent. Wow, that's a really cool process before and after. Thank you so much. Also, and you previously said about your music, and I wanted to know if you have a favorite song of yours that is your favorite until now. And if you have it, could you give us a reason why?
Yes. My favorite song so far that I have released, it is my current release, and I'm not just saying that I promise. I'm not just saying that to try to promote it. But it's called Do I Stay? And it is the third single that I released and recorded with my producer Astroman, Astroman, he is a talent with Go Ahead Records, and he's incredible. And after I did the first song, Controller, with him, and I had such a positive experience, I knew that I wanted to keep working with him, and that I wanted to kind of develop my sound with him, so that he could help me kind of figure that out, and also there would be consistency. And I think that with Do I Stay, the third record, it really clicked. Not that I don't love the other ones, but this one, it really clicked. Like he understood enough of my favorite artists, enough of my preferences. And when I heard the song, he did it so fast. And that's where I think when things are right, everything falls into place. And as soon as I heard it, it resonated so deeply with me. It sounded like my soul. It sounded like the type of music that Emily wants to make. So that is my favorite. That is my favorite song so far. And I told him it scared me because it
Uh-huh.
felt like we were creating a new ceiling every time we did something and we loved it. And we're like, it's scary because you have to
Uh-huh.
kind of, you're like, now I have to top this. How do I top this? But
Uh-huh.
I'm excited for the continued collaboration for sure.
We'd love to know which kind of message would you like to give through your music?
Hmm. I really want to send a positive message, especially to anybody younger than me right now. I think that the world we live in is really pretty crazy, and there's a lot of influences that are negative, you know, and I want to be positive. And part of my story and the challenges I had was people kind of telling me to be something that I wasn't.
Uh-huh.
Um, for me, it was important to keep my integrity. That personally, I'm not the type of artist that wants to overly sexualize themselves. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm not knocking anybody, but I don't think that women should have to feel pressured for
Mm-hmm.
that to be their only asset. I think that I have
Uh-huh.
so many other qualities, and I want to be a positive example for young girls that should not be the only quality people focus on, and that there's so
Wow.
much more to a person than just your outward appearance or sexuality. So that's a big
Mm-hmm.
one for me. I also am a very positive person. I like to try to look at things positively and have a positive mindset because I'm a big believer that every single day is a gift. And
Mm-hmm.
if you can get yourself into the habit of choosing to be grateful and seeing the positive things, then life can be a lot happier. There's
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
always something negative that you can find, but there's also always something positive. So
Mm-hmm.
for myself and my music, that's kind of my goal, is to add some good into the world that can seem super crazy every day. So that's me.
Wow, that's really
Hmm.
cool. That's a really powerful message. Actually, you want to give through your music. And finally, within this first part, I would love to ask you about your merchandise. Are you in charge of the design, or how does that work with your music? How does that work usually?
Okay, so I have my hands pretty much in everything that has to do with my brand and my music right now, including the
Mm-hmm.
merchandise. Some of the original merchandise for Controller, for my T-shirts, which you can find on my website. One of my good friends that was actually a really good friend of my older sister, who is a singer as well. He helped me design that design. I
Wow.
also have hats that I designed myself. I have
Wow.
pins that I designed myself as well for my single "The Missing Part." And I'm currently in the process of designing merchandise for Do I Say. And ever since I was little, I was kind of like the Junie B. Jones kind of character. Like, I don't know if you're familiar, but
Uh-huh.
I had a very eclectic style, and I didn't really care if I looked funny. I just wore what
Okay,
I
okay.
want to wear. I'm very artistic, and you can see that in my art. I'm also like a painter. If you really
Mm-hmm.
follow my profile, I have a very colorful, eclectic style. And I also have a lot
Uh-huh.
of passion for fashion and design.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
part of me developing my brand and my music is developing the merchandise aspect. And I'm having a ton of fun and trying to look at merch not just as like a t-shirt with your name on it,
Uh-huh.
but trying to create things that I would want to wear. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? And just,
Uh-huh.
yeah, that was always my
Uh-huh.
dream. So I'm very much in the process of living my dream. And like I said, I have a lot of different assets. People might look at you and say you're just a pretty girl, but
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of different skills, and I taught them to myself through YouTube, like learning how to do Photoshop, learning how to do
Uh-huh.
photo
Uh-huh.
editing, photography. And that's also
Wow.
something I want to share with people, is that there's so much information out there
Mm-hmm.
um, for you to learn, and you would be so surprised what you can accomplish, like if you just really
Mm-hmm.
go
Mm-hmm.
after it and believe in yourself. So
Wow, exactly
Yeah.
because I was going to say you all of this your style on your feed and also in your merchandise. I really love it so
Thank
much because
you.
it is so much colorful. I have a couple of pics right here on your Instagram profile and I really love it.
Thank
And
you.
the merchandise is also amazing and related to this controller
Mm-hmm.
like 80s, 90s. Wow, it is
Mm-hmm.
unbelievable. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes,
I've
yes,
had a
yes.
lot of fun creating a lot of like I do a lot of my own photo editing and design, and I design my own website. And I really do have my hand in everything, and I'm proud of that. So thank you.
No, thanks to you, Emily. Thanks to your art. And we would love to play retrospective if you like. And this, I'm gonna tell you a couple of your videos and your YouTube channel, and you're gonna say me your funniest or coolest experience from each one.
Okay.
Would you like?
Sure. Sure.
Okay. We can start with controller music video.
Okay.
Mhm.
Let's see. So that one was a huge learning process. I would say the funniest thing, okay, so that one I had the biggest, I had the most amount of people on set for that one, and it was a lot of
Uh-huh.
organizing people. And I learned that there's a lot of planning that goes into a music video. And you need to plan well. Like for example, the spot that we originally were going to shoot the music
Uh-huh.
video was not available. So we had to kind of move on the
Uh-huh.
fly. And when we were recording it at this kind of like private beach in Virginia Beach.
Wow.
And it was private, but it wasn't private enough because there was actually like people in the background when we were shooting,
Uh-huh.
which
Uh-huh.
is funny. But that's why we had to do so much editing. My brother, who does videography, had to like rotoscope, which is basically like, typically you'd use a green screen, but if you
Uh-huh.
don't use a green screen, you have to kind of manually cut people out of each frame. So yeah, but
Wow.
it turned out really cool. So because we made that mistake, we had to make editing choices differently. And it took a lot of time, but it had a really cool result. So
Mhm.
that's where you see me and my choreographer, Kamari Marshall, you see us
Uh-huh.
kind of like on these video game levels. And that was not really planned at all. That was just a result of editing because
Uh-huh.
I didn't plan, but I did
Wow.
plan. I planned to the best of my ability, but once I was
Uh-huh.
there, it is what it is. So moving
Wow.
forward, it taught me a lot about what it takes to really do a music video from start to finish. And you're gonna, if you don't line everything up, you just make a lot of more work for yourself. But you live and you learn.
Excellent. Excellent. Wow, excellent experience, Emily. Thank you so much. This was the first one. Then, so moving on, we have another one, the missing part music video. It's actually your second, isn't it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The missing part, that was really fun. I was kind of advised not to do a music video and to focus more on social media, but in like typical Emily fashion, I was like, I'm gonna just do it anyway. And I did everything, like almost everything myself. It was very low budget. I shot a lot of the video myself.
Mm-hmm.
I I wrote the whole concept. I did have a co-producer, a good friend of mine, Alex Best, who did help me storyboard things out and help me
Wow.
find actors. But I did almost everything myself in regards to filming it and editing it. And I was really
Wow.
proud of that. Yeah, I was really proud of that because the feedback was great. They were like, there's a lot of production value in it. And I was like, that's crazy because you would never know that it was low budget. It was very much all of my journey so far has been a product of so many people around me showing me love and helping me here and there. And I think that definitely comes through, that it comes through with the videos and everything else. So yeah, the missing part. I had a lot of fun. Also, if you watch the video, you'll see I'm playing with fire. I'm like fire dancing, which I remember my parents, they always, have known I'm really quirky. But one Christmas I asked them, I was like, I want fire palms. And they're like, what? They're like, don't, what? And I think I lived with my sister at the time, and she told me, she's like, you are not lighting up those fire palms in my backyard. But yeah, fast forward a couple years later, and you see that fire dancing featured in my music video.
Wow. Oh, excellent. And I have to say, I love those two videos of yours. And I wanted to ask you regarding the missing part music video. How long did you take to get it done? How long did you take to direct, to edit the video, to film the video? How much long did you take to all of this?
Let's see. The filming with all the other actors happened probably about 6 hours, and then the filming with myself, this is kind of funny, it was actually my boyfriend who filmed all of the scenes with me dancing, believe it or not. Like, I'm a very scrappy person, so I'm just like, here, hold the camera, it's gonna be fine, I'll tell you what to do. And his name is Tori, and we actually do a lot of like if you see his page, Tor 757 Tor, we do like comedy sketches together.
Wow.
Yeah, we do. I like to be funny sometimes too. So he actually is the one that helped film the scenes for that. And I remember that day I had to get it done in my timeline, and it was kind of raining. And we joke about here in Virginia, if it's raining, just wait 5 minutes. And then the weather will change. And sure enough, I was like, we got to do it now. We got to do it now. And we went outside and we filmed it real quick. And then as far as editing, because let's see, it probably took me like a week and a half, but it took many hours. It took a lot of hours. Like, people don't realize that how tedious video editing is. For different reasons. If you're using special effects, sometimes the computer, you're dealing with how fast the computer can work. You're also just going through the process of seeing what looks good, you know, from all the footage, just cutting out what footage is usable, what makes sense with your timeline. So it's super, super tedious work. So it took me, many hours, but and Tori was actually, because it was very important to me that it was my vision, but still I think you should always kind of have a second set of eyes on things. And Tori, he was my second set of eyes, and he helped me with some creative decisions too. So that's kind of how that process went. Yeah.
And now, if you like, I would love to pass to another game, Hot Takes.
Okay.
You are going to choose between two options, or you can give brief answers. Okay. Okay, we can start with Gracie Abrams or Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay. So I had to do some, let's see, I just heard Gracie Abrams' song that was, I think, on The Tonight Show. She's wonderful, but I think I have to pick Olivia Rodrigo. I loved that album. Not the most recent one, the one before. I remember listening to it on my way to Charleston, and I was like, dang, this girl, I see why she's blowing up. She's great.
Excellent. Wow. Yes, Olivia Rodrigo is, wow, it's insane. It's bananas what she has accomplished, especially these couple of years. Her growth has been so exponential. Wow. And with her Guts tour, yes. And with her Guts tour, wow. I were expecting to come here to Mexico City.
Aww. That'd be cool.
The dates are not set still, but
okay.
I believe she will come this year to Mexico City.
I hope so.
Yes, me too. Okay, excellent. Another one, Olivia Rodrigo or Dua Lipa.
I think I still have to pick Olivia Rodrigo. I like her style. I like the pop rock with like a little bit of grunge. I like it. I think it's fresh. Dua Lipa is amazing too. But I think Olivia resonates more with me and her songwriting too. She has some really,
Wow.
she's very clever, which, yeah,
Yes.
which as like another songwriter, I respect that in another artist. You know, when you can tell that um, there's thoughtfulness in the lyrics. Because some people, I was just talking about this with a friend. He's like, "Oh, lyrics don't matter. It's more the melody." But to me, it's important. I notice the lyrics, and I'm like, aha. If you do
Uh-huh.
something real clever, I really appreciate that. So,
Wow. Wow, excellent. An
hmm
excellent piece of advice. Wow. Another one, Dua Lipa or Taylor Swift?
all right, let's see. I would probably pick Dua Lipa, to be honest with
Okay.
you. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I like this is probably an unpopular opinion, but
Uh-huh.
I was a big fan of Taylor Swift when it was more country, to be honest with you. Like
Okay,
I don't know,
okay.
I grew up with that what is it? 15, like the
Mm-hmm.
early Taylor Swift songs. That like got me through high school and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And some
Mm-hmm.
of her stuff still is really awesome, really catchy, but Dua Lipa, I love her vibe. She's kind of made her own lane. And I love
Uh-huh.
her style of dance
Uh-huh.
music. So I'm a big fan.
Uh-huh.
I'm a big fan of Dua Lipa. Yeah.
Wow, excellent. An
Mhm.
excellent choice once more, Emily. Another one I have for you, singing or writing?
Singing or writing? Um, that's hard. That's a hard one. Probably singing. I love to sing. It just when a lot of people, I explain it this way, like people
Uh-huh.
come home from work and how they decompress, maybe they like to drink or they like
Mhm.
to watch TV. Like I like to plug in my PA system and sing like karaoke by myself or play that's what makes me feel better. So if I
Ah,
couldn't
okay, okay.
sing, I would be a mess. Hmm.
Wow,
Hmm.
excellent,
Hmm.
excellent, excellent, excellent answer once more. And do you have a favorite place in the US you
Hmm.
like to visit or would like to?
Let's see. Ever since I was a little girl and I visited family and took trips in California, I had a special place in my heart for California and I see myself one day living there.
Wow.
Despite what people say these days, some people, about California and the negative things. I
Mhm.
visited San Diego recently and I just
Wow.
love it. When you go to San Diego, there's
Uh-huh.
just an air of casualness and people are more laid back. And for me, my environment plays a huge role in like my mentality and I
Uh-huh.
love the mountains and the hills and also the
Mhm.
sunshine there.
Okay,
So
okay, okay.
that's probably my
Wow.
favorite place. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent choice. Wow, exactly.
Mhm.
And do you have a favorite place outside the US you maybe would love to visit?
um the top of my bucket list, I
Mhm.
always wanted to visit Greece.
Wow.
So
Me
hopefully
too.
one day. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Something about it. I love Greek food, but it just looks beautiful. It looks gorgeous. I would love to visit. Mhm.
Wow. And speaking of food, do you have a favorite?
A favorite food. Ooh, that's hard. I love
Nah.
tacos. Yeah. Tacos
Yes.
and coffee. Does that count? I love
Okay.
coffee. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent choices, Emily. And speaking within all of these, would you love to learn another language besides English?
Oh, of course. Of course. I mean, I studied some Spanish in high school. I would love to get better at that because I feel like there's so many people, even just in America, that speak Spanish. Sometimes I feel like it's not fair that everybody sometimes has the obligation to learn English.
Uh-huh.
When it's like, yeah, how about you learn my language? So I would love to
Okay.
learn Spanish some more, or other languages if I had time. French, yeah.
Yes. Wow. Excellent, excellent choice. And do you know a few words in Spanish, like "Hola, cómo estás," something like that?
Yeah, yeah. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien. Just the basic stuff. I'm not gonna lie. In
Wow.
high school, I might have been passing some notes in class when I should have paid a little bit more attention. But like I said, it's so much like retrospect, like how I said when I was younger and I quit piano when my parents let me. It's like when you're young, you just can't see far enough ahead to your adult self. So if you're younger, keep playing piano if your parents are forcing you, or keep learning that language, because you're gonna regret it later if you just blow it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, excellent. And speaking within all of this, if you have the opportunity to give a message to your younger self, which kind of message would you love to give?
I would tell my younger self to love myself more. I think that I struggled a lot with you'd be surprised, but I struggled with self-image and being a little bit too in my head, and I'm sure other people can relate to this, but sometimes you look in the mirror and you don't see what other people see. So I think I wasted too much time being self-conscious, and it's sad when you think back. I wish that I didn't waste so much time in my head, because as an adult, I've come to really, really, truly believe that beauty comes from the inside and shines outward. And people might argue with me, but I don't care. I've lived it and I've seen it. So for younger girls, I would say that, don't pay attention to what you think that you should look like. Just focus on your heart and know that beauty does truly come from the inside. So if you're a beautiful person on the inside, that is all that matters. And again, I said, don't compare yourself to other people, because you are you. Everybody is unique and their own person, and it's totally senseless to try to compare, an apple to an orange or a rose to a daisy. So save yourself some time and, love yourself.
Wow, that's an excellent, beautiful, and powerful message to your younger self. Wow, I already love it. I am a big fan of your message as well. Wow. And I wanted to know if you have a role model you look up to.
A role model I look up to. Let's see here. I love Halsey. As far as pop culture goes, I've always loved Halsey.
Okay.
Yeah, I've loved her because she did things a little bit differently. She's crossed genres successfully. She's very artsy, like myself, and she also has been outspoken about things that she cares about, social issues and whatnot. Because a big thing for me, and what I've started to remind myself as I in the real world see myself being an example for people younger than me, is that anytime you're given a platform, you're given responsibility, and to be aware of that and know that you can use your platform for good or you can use your platform for bad. So I've always respected Halsey. She's an amazing artist, not just musically, but also by using her platform to try to do good. So I love her.
Wow, excellent choice, Emily. Once more, like I say before, you're killing it. Thanks to you. And you have a favorite quote or maybe a line you use often?
Let's see, a favorite quote. What is it? There's one that I always used to say. It's like, I wish I could look it up. It's like, don't build castles in the sky, but make sure you put foundations under them, meaning be a dreamer. I'm 100% supportive. Be a dreamer, but also do the practical work to turn those castles in the sky to real castles on earth. So I think I'm a real life example of a girl that had big dreams, but also a girl that's putting in the work and the real steps to make your dreams reality. So
Wow, excellent, excellent, excellent thought. And also, we would love to know if you have the opportunity to travel to the past or to the future, which one would you choose?
Oh man, it's tough. There's some things in the past that I almost wish I could change, but I'm
Oh,
so happy with where I am today, and I
uh-huh,
can now that have the perspective, I can see how it was critical to my growth. So
uh-huh.
I even though there's some things I really went through that were difficult, I don't think it's appropriate to go back because in life it's just there's good and there's bad,
Hmm.
and if we didn't have the bad, we wouldn't recognize the good for what it is. So I
Exactly.
can't change that. As far as going into the future, oof, I don't know. Maybe I could. That would be cool. I don't want to go and mess stuff up though. When you go in the future
Uh-huh,
and you move one thing and all of a sudden you change all of
uh-huh,
reality. So I don't know.
uh-huh.
I might just have to stay right here in the present. To be honest
Wow.
with you.
You don't want to mess either past
No,
or the
I
future.
don't. Yeah,
Okay, okay,
honestly.
excellent. And another one, if you have the opportunity to have a superpower, which one would you choose?
Ooh, that's flying. Who doesn't
Oh,
want to fly?
yes.
That would be incredible.
Uh,
Fly with the
the usual
birds.
ones are to fly or to teleport and to heal.
Oh, that would be cool. If you
That
could
would be
heal
cool.
people, that would be insane. That would
That would
that would be
be cool, see?
insane. Yeah.
Yes.
What about you? Which one would you pick?
I would love to. I would love to. Before an actress gave me that answer, I used to say fly.
Yeah.
To fly, I would love to. But then a couple weeks ago, she told me this of healing,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe it is so cool. I feel like
100%.
it is not selfish, and you can help other persons.
Yeah. I might have to steal that one from you now because that's really good. Because
Yes,
that's what it's
I.
all about. Even with music, it's about like helping other people. Like, because I
Uh-huh,
told you,
uh-huh,
I've been through plenty of struggles throughout my life where I
uh-huh,
feel like I got over it.
uh-huh.
So to be able to try to pass on that knowledge is so
Mhm.
important to me. So yeah, my goal in my music is to try to pass on my experiences
Uh-huh.
and help other people with it because if you can, then you should.
Oh, okay, okay. Yes, and finally, I wanted to ask you, which kind of advice would you love to give to another musicians?
Um, Advice to other musicians, I would say definitely invest in yourself,
Oh,
invest in
okay.
your music.
Uh-huh.
That was a decision I had to make. I think that if a lot of people maybe they want to get discovered and they want someone to make their dreams come true, but you have to understand that you have to be able to invest in yourself before
Hmm.
you can expect other people to invest anything into you.
Oh,
If you're not willing to pay a producer fair compensation for
uh-huh.
quality music, then I don't know. I don't think it's for you. You have to be able to invest in yourself and believe in yourself in quality. And also,
Wow.
I would tell people that it's hard work, but go for it. And if you can't handle the hard work, then this is not for you. Like it's not all it's very fun, but it's not all
No.
easy. Even look at the life of a celebrity. Like they're working 24/7 pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
it's hard work, but it is worth it. So I
Uh-huh.
encourage other artists to truly go after it because I am living an example that if you believe in yourself and you're willing to work hard, you can make things happen. So keep
Wow.
going, keep going. Currently, I am working on 4 songs
Wow.
to be released in the coming year. I'm working on 4 songs, and one of them I'm really excited is actually going to be a feature with my producer, Astroman. And
Okay,
that
okay.
one I am very excited about because it's like an EDM song, and it's very upbeat and happy. And
Wow.
if you know me personally, like, okay, I
Uh,
always say that it's a lot easier to write whenever you're sad than it is
uh,
to write when you're happy. I don't know why. It's just easier.
uh,
And
uh,
so my producer sent me this idea for this upbeat, happy song, and I'm like, thank goodness. Like somebody giving me a goal to be intentionally try to write a happy, upbeat, uplifting song, because I don't think that's something naturally I would have done myself. So I'm super excited about that one. You guys can look forward to that in the coming year.
okay, okay.
Yeah. So definitely more
Wow.
music coming. Definitely more music coming. It's being recorded. Hello, everybody. I'm so grateful to be here with Madison Magazine. My name is Emily Fraser, and I am a new up and coming pop artist from the Virginia Beach area. I love to sing and to dance and to make music videos. So you can always expect from me lots of color, lots of fun, quirky ideas, and some insane beats. So I'm on all social media platforms. I am on all music platforms. Definitely check out the music and support the journey. But thank you so much for having me here.
Yes, thanks so much.
You made me feel very comfortable and at ease to be able to give you honest answers. So I really appreciate you
Oh, wow, wow,
and the
wow.
opportunity. Thank you so much.
Bye.